Hospital Radio Bedford.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the Bottomless Brunch with me, Chris Anderson, played in by the Average White Band.
Good morning and thank you so much for joining me this morning on the Bottomless Brunch. It's me, Chris Anderson, playing some music and having some chat.
Hi Chris, it's Jan and Jude here. If possible, we would love it if you could play one of our all-time favourite tracks. That's The Way of the World by Earth, Wind and Fire, the best group in the world. Thanks a bunch. Love you. Bye.
Which is my command on Hospital Radio Bedford. I think we might be hearing more from Jan and Jude in the coming weeks.
Won't you hear me now? Won't you hear me now? Won't you hear me now? Hearts of fire, hearts of fire, love desire.
Thank you very much for that request, Jan and Jude. And I hope you'll be coming back with some more.
That Change for Life is all about the small changes we can make to help us live healthier lives. Like being a bit more active every day. Things like getting off the bus a stop early and walking the rest of the way, or taking the stairs rather than the lift, all make a difference. It gets the heart working and helps reduce our chance of serious health problems like heart disease and stroke. As well as feeling healthier, it makes us feel better. It doesn't have to be hard work. For more ideas to get going every day, search Change for Life online.
Hi, it's Cheryl from Hove. Can you play me Boy George, Karma Chameleon? Thanks a lot, Chris.
No
come and go, you come and go. Loving will be living colors like my dream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Come a, come a, come a, come a, come a chameleon.
Come a Chameleon by Boy George, and that's for Cheryl down in Brighton. Cheryl, I do hope you're feeling better. Sure you are. It's 10:23, just after 10:30, we'll be talking to Hannah Ellis on the benefits of health and fitness in both mental health and physical health. Now, I hope if you're in hospital, you're recovering well, or if you've just left, I hope you're recovering well. This next request is from someone who is suffering from a loss of voice, and I do hope that that doesn't happen to me.
Hi, Chris. This is Jan. I'm afraid I've lost my voice. Please, can you play Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFerrin? Let's be cheerful. Bye.
Get well soon, Jan. The voice is on the mend. This recording was actually done in the BBC studios, I think.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In this life we'll know some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy.
Bobby McFerrin there, and that goes out to Jan. Hope the voice gets better soon, Jan.
This is Hospital Radio Bedford.
Good morning, and if you've just joined us, you're listening to the Bottomless Brunch with me, Chris Anderson, on Hospital Radio Bedford. And today I'm pleased to have a special guest with me. It's Hannah Ellis, who, amongst other things, is a fitness instructor. Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Chris. Thank you for inviting me here. It's great to be here.
And thank you very much for coming. And as I say, could you tell us a bit about what your experience is in the fitness industry, please?
Well, I'm a personal trainer and director of a company called Active in the Office, providing personal training in offices. I'm also group exercise manager for Hitchin Leisure Centre. I spent most of my life not interested in exercise or fitness, and it wasn't until I was actually in quite a bad place in my life. I was very overweight, unfit. My mental health wasn't in a great place, but managed to completely transform my life through exercise. And although I had spent a lot of my life trying to help other people, working professionally in charities, it wasn't until that I saw the change that I could, positive change that I could achieve for myself through exercise, that I realised that this was the most powerful thing that I could really do for myself and the world, really.
Well, that's great to hear, and thanks for your honesty there. And I think you've touched on the two main pillars, if you like, of the discussion that I wanted to come on to, which is one is the physical health benefits of exercise for all age groups and all levels of ability. But also the mental health issues that you've touched on as well. Before we go on, you've brought along a selection of records that mean something to you in relation to health and well-being. What's your first record and why have you chosen it?
My first record is Bamboleo by the Gypsy Kings, which I think is my favourite song ever. And as well as reminding me of dancing on tables through the night with friends at university in Spain. I think that just whatever mood you're in, if you stick this on, I challenge you not to feel just a little bit happier by the end of the track.
Great. And you do use this track, do you not, in some of the exercise classes that you do?
I do indeed.
Great. Well, let's hear it.
Ese amor llega así, esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Caballo le dan sabana, porque es muy despreciado, por eso no te perdono llorar. Ese amor llega así, esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Amor de compra y venta, amor del pasado. Ven, Belén, ven, Belén, ven, Belén, ven, ven, Belén, ven, Belén. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así.
Bamboleo by the Gypsy Kings. And if you've just joined us, you're listening to the Bottomless Brunch with me, Chris Anderson, on Hospital Radio Bedford. My guest today is Hannah Ellis, who's a fitness instructor, and she's talking to me about the importance of music and exercise, and also how music and exercise together are good for general well-being. And I'd like Hannah now to talk about an experience that I had with you and your sporting colleagues over the last couple of years. And this was an event that I attended to film on your behalf called iCycle. And it was like a spinning event marathon, which went on for I think 7 hours.
That's right.
In a gym hall in a gym in St Albans. Mm-hmm. And just to paint a picture of this, it's like a large hall with about 95 exercise bikes, all facing towards one end of the room, at which there was a constructed stage. And on the stage there were several, was it 6 or 8 additional bikes for instructors who would be facing the crowd, and very loud, fabulous nightclub music all day. Perhaps you could finish off the details for me as to what this was about. And I think you were raising money for a charity. It was actually a charity event.
Yes, iCycle raised several £1,000s for the Samaritans, and is a fantastic event that a lot of people take part in. I've
always envisaged that would be the domain of the very young and the very healthy. And what particularly stood out to me on the day was that the age range was actually very wide.
It's for a wide range of people, for abilities. The great thing about indoor cycling is it's a high energy cardio, can be a high energy cardio workout, but is low impact because you're supported by the bike. If you've got a dodgy knee or a gammy shoulder, then that's an exercise which is often accessible to you, where you can still elevate the heart rate, train your body, and get a great workout for it. In the indoor cycling classes that I teach and that all of the instructors at my centre teach and other centres that I've worked on, make sure that it is accessible for all fitness levels and that it's accessible. And there are certain classes which are more suited to a beginner level or people with injuries. There's also GP referral schemes that that your listeners can get in touch with where there'll be expert trainers who can guide individuals to the best introduction to certain classes to take part in. I teach a senior cycle class every week, and there's a range of other senior classes on the timetable at Hitchin Leisure Centre, including strength and conditioning, and at most leisure centres up and down the country. And even if you're not sure which class may be suitable for you, if you speak to reception or one of the trainers, they'd be more than happy to help guide you into what class may be a suitable introduction.
Well, that sounds like a great time now to have your second musical choice, Hannah. Can you tell us what that is and why you've chosen it?
So my second record is by Sonia Spence, and it's called Let Love Flow On. And it's a very romantic, it's a beautifully romantic song, I think. And one of the things which I feel is important is an instructor to convey in my classes and connect with my members about is just an unashamedly open sense of romance and passion and energy for what we're doing right now, and trying to have an authenticity and a connection to the feeling and the emotion that we're experiencing, as well as the physical endurance of it, if that makes sense.
Beautifully put. Let's hear the track.
Let love flow on, baby. Let love be free. I reach for you, honey. You reach for me. We'll do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby. We'll do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby. Getting into each other, yes, we'll unite. And we'll let love's vibrations lead us so right. We'll do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby. We'll do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby. Let love flow on, baby. Let love be free. I reach for you, honey. You reach for me. Let's do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby. Let's do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby. We'll do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby. We'll do the things together only lovers do. Let love flow on, baby.
You're listening to the Bottomless Brunch with me, Chris Anderson, on Hospital Radio Bedford. And that was Sonia Spence and Let Love Flow On. My guest today is Hannah Ellis. We're talking about the benefits of music and exercise in general health and well-being. And we've been talking about the particular benefits of indoor cycling. for people of all levels of physical ability and age groups. I wonder if, though, you could also talk to me, Hannah, about some of the other types of courses that people might be interested in. I guess I'm talking specifically about people that aren't young and super fit, but that might be recovering from perhaps medical treatment. They may be out of familiarity with doing exercise, and they might just like to, find out what else is out there.
Well, some of our most popular classes for people returning to exercise after a long time are aqua aerobics, which is a huge amount of fun, aerobics in the water to music. Body conditioning is another really popular class, which combines strength, conditioning, and balance training to support a range of health and fitness benefits. Our circuit classes are also really popular, as well as a range of HIIT classes, yoga, chair yoga, Pilates. One thing that I would really encourage your listeners to do is, I know that for many people, the gym can be a really intimidating environment for people. And sometimes people have a bit more confidence to come with a friend to an exercise class. And if you haven't tried that yet, then bring a friend and come along to an exercise class for £7.50 at Hitchin or your local leisure centre. And if you have been to an exercise class but want to try out the gym, or perhaps you're recovering from a health issue and you're interested in coming along to the gym, but it's a bit daunting and overwhelming, please speak to a member of staff at the gym who would be more than happy to show you around and book an induction.
Great. And I think the final point that I wanted to discuss with you was the mental health well-being aspect of going to a gym or going to exercise classes, and the mental health well-being that can be an outcome of that. Perhaps you could let me know a little bit about the benefits as you see them.
Exercise has been scientifically proven to have a huge range of health and fitness benefits, not only for your heart, for your lungs, for your muscles, for your bones, for your mental health, how well you sleep, managing your stress better, and feeling happier within yourself.
And aside from the actual mental benefits of being in good physical shape that you've just talked about, there's another aspect of attending a gym and meeting with other people, whether they're of the same age group or whether they have the same physical disabilities that you're exercising for. A lot of people get together after the classes, do they not, and have a social life associated with their exercise.
There's a great social scene often connected with exercise. It's a great way to meet people, to stay in touch with the local community, and to just get involved. And we've talked a bit recently in the conversation about mental health, and one of the key pieces of ensuring that you've got that your mental health is in check is ensuring that you're plugged into that social aspect and community, and there's huge benefits there.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Hannah Ellis, talking to you today. Thank you ever so much for your insight into the importance of music and exercise in health and well-being for all ages and all levels of ability. You've got one more track to play. Can you tell us what it is and why you've chosen it?
One track which I feel really encompasses that is the fabulous Gonna Fly Now from one of the ultimate fitness films of all time, Rocky.
Fabulous. And thanks once again. Let's hear that now.
music from Rocky there, and thanks ever so much once again to Hannah Ellis for coming along to talk to me about the mental and physical benefits of exercise for us all. Now, this next track is another dedication, and I hope you enjoy this, just leading up to the news at 10 o'clock.
Hi Chris, Pat here. Please can I make a request on behalf of my late husband Ian? One of his favourite songs was Lou Reed, Walk on the Wild Side. Many thanks.
Holly came from Miami, FLA, hitchhiked her way across USA, plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, and then he was a she. She says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Candy came from out on the island. In the back room she was everybody's darling, but she never lost her head. Even when she was giving head, she says, hey sugar, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Alright. Ha. Jackie is just speeding away. Thought she was James Dean for a day. Then I guess she had to crash. Valium would have helped that patch. I said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls say, do 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 do.
Patients and staff of Bedford Hospital.
This is Hospital Radio Bedford. From the Sky News Centre at 11, this morning's GDP figures have pushed the UK towards the bottom of the G7 growth table for the third quarter of the year. The Chancellor says she's disappointed by the numbers, which show a 0.1% expansion between July and September. Experts had predicted growth of 0.2%. Here's Simon French, Chief Economist at Panmure Gordon.
I don't think all of it can be attributed to the government. There's a lot of sort of hot takes that this is a sort of reaction to a change of government. There was actually quite a considerable amount of weakness in the July data, and it's hard to pin that on the government. But I certainly think the back end of the third quarter, there was fears of what was to come.
Former Harrods employees claim Mohammed Al Fayed's brother Salah also abused women. A survivors group says it has credible evidence suggesting the sexual misconduct allegedly perpetrated at the department store was not limited to Mohammed. Bruce Drummond is a barrister representing the alleged victims and says he's grateful another abuser has been unmasked.
We really didn't anticipate there being such a voluminous amount of inquiries from so many ladies.
It's emerged RAF fighter jets were scrambled to monitor Russian military aircraft near UK airspace yesterday. The MOD says Typhoons were deployed from Lossiemouth to observe the planes over the North Sea. Davina McCall's been diagnosed with a rare brain tumour. The TV presenter's revealed she has to have an operation to remove it, but insists she's in good spirits. Her partner Michael says she's in great shape ahead of the procedure. Broken bones could be repaired using patients' own blood. Scientists have converted blood into a substance which they say could create regenerative products to effectively treat injuries. An investigation's been launched following reports some England fans were tear-gassed at last night's Nations League match in Greece. It's as they tried to enter the Olympic Stadium in Athens. That's the latest. I'm Leisha McKenna.
Hospital Radio Bedford.
Here's another dedication.
Hi Chris, Carol here. I'd love to hear Wild is the Wind by David Bowie, and I'd like to dedicate it to my good friend Caroline Steedman. Many thanks, bye.
Coming up at 10:30, Magic Movie Music. With Toby Marshall. I meant 11:30.
Love me, love me, love me, love me, say you do. Let me fly away with you. For my love is like the wind, and wild is the wind. Wild is the wind. Like the leaf clings to the tree. Oh, my darling, cling to me. Oh, well, like creatures in the wind, and wild is the wind. Wild is the wind. Wild is the wind. Wild is the wind.
Great stuff there from David Bowie. If you'd like to send in a request, you can send in a WhatsApp request in text format or a voice message on 07985 654 260. That's 07985 654 260.
That Change for Life is all about the small changes we can make to help us live healthier lives. Like being a bit more active every day. Things like getting off the bus a stop early and walking the rest of the way, or taking the stairs rather than the lift, all make a difference. It gets the heart working and helps reduce our chance of serious health problems like heart disease and stroke. As well as feeling healthier, it makes us feel better. It doesn't have to be hard work. For more ideas to get going every day, search Change for Life online.
I think we'll have another request.
Hi Chris, can you please play Anarchy Gordon? It's one of the oldest Scottish traditional songs ever. It's a version done by Sharon Shannon featuring Sinead O'Connor.
Harking is bonny, and there lives my love. My heart lies on him and will not remove. It will not remove. Oh, for all that I have done. Oh, I never will forget me love. Anarchy, for Anarchy Gordon, he's bonny and he's rough. He'd entice any woman that ever he saw. He'd entice ties and the woman, and so he has done me. Oh, I never will forget the love and the key. Down came her father, and he's standing by the door, saying, Jeannie, you're trying the tricks of a whore. You care nothing for a man who cares so very much for thee. You must marry Lord Sultan and leave Anarchy. For Anarchy, darling, he's barely but a man. Oh, although he may be pretty, but where are his lands? Oh, the Sultan's lands are broad, and his towers they run high. You must marry Lord Sultan and leave Anarchy. The day Jeannie married was the day that Jeannie died, and the day that young Anarchy came home on the tide. And down came her maidens, all wringing out their hands, saying, Lord, it's been so long, you've been so long on the sands, oh, so long on the sands, oh, so long upon the flood. They have married your Jeannie, and now she lies dead. You that are her maidens, come take me by the hand, and take me to the chamber that me love she lies in. And he's kissed her cold lips till his heart just turned to stone, and he's died in the chamber that his love she lies in.
The wonderful Anarchy Gordon there, and that was for the...
Look what's in my breakfast! We scanned it with the Change for Life food scanner app. There's over 30 sugar cubes in this box of cereal, plus loads of salt. Then I scanned this porridge and I got a high five for making a healthier choice. To see what's in your food and drink, download the free Change for Life food scanner app today.
If you just joined us, good morning. This is the Bottomless Brunch with me, Chris Anderson, on Hospital Radio Bedford. And this week we have once again Toby Marshall with the Magic Movie Music section. Good morning, Toby.
Good morning, Chris.
And who are you going to talk about this week?
So, last week we ended with a song from a Wes Anderson movie, the great Life Aquatic. And that featured a Brazilian samba artist, contemporary Brazilian samba artist called Sue George. And he covered David Bowie's Life on Mars. And this week we're going to return to Brazil via a tribute to the life and marvellous music of Quincy Jones, who very sadly passed away at the beginning of this month.
Very sad indeed.
So it's been a pleasurable struggle the last week to try and select 3 songs from Quincy's massive body of work. It's amazing and it's varied. His first album, Jazz Abroad, came out in 1955 and was followed by no less than 40 albums, if we include compilations, and 24 film scores that were released to critical and popular acclaim between 1961 and 2009.
And I think that might be a surprise to many people, because I really knew him from his fame with producing Michael Jackson music. I knew he'd done a lot more, but I didn't know he'd done quite that much.
Yeah, well, that was a song that I didn't select. And I remember very much as a kid watching the Thriller video. There was an older chap on our street who had, this was the era of pirate video, and he had a pirate copy of Michael Jackson's Thriller, and he invited all the kids on the street into his flat to watch this on a tiny TV, Michael Jackson's Thriller, and we were just beside ourselves with glee watching this, and we all did the Thriller dance all night on the street. And the director of that video was John Landis, and he'd been picked up by Jackson after making the brilliant American Werewolf in London. And they used some of the same technology in that video. But I've decided not to do that song, and it's a great album, obviously. It's got great production on it and great singing from Michael Jackson.
I think there's so much more to choose from. It would do him an injustice if you didn't choose lesser known tracks.
Yeah. So instead, I have gone for 3 tracks, and two of which are pretty popular. One I think most of our listeners will recognise, particularly if they're Cockneys, but they might not know it was Quincy Jones. And then another song which I think is almost certainly known by younger listeners, and they probably recognise that that's Quincy Jones if they know any Quincy Jones tracks. And then I've finally selected a track that I consider particularly fitting for this occasion and was new to me. It was part of my research. I kind of listened, went through a lot of his soundtracks, and this was a song I found particularly moving, but we'll get to that in a second.
Sure. And are all these tracks from movies?
These are all from films, yeah. So these are tracks... Well, I'll go through that. One of them was originally by Quincy Jones and then used in a film soundtrack. 2 were written specifically for films, but I'll explain a bit of that. So my first track then is Get a Bloomin' Move On, the Self-Preservation Society. And this is from the 1969 caper movie, The Italian Job, which was directed by Peter Collinson and starred none other than Michael Caine, who was the feature of our first little show, and Noel Coward playing a kind of senior crim, and he's brilliant in the film. So here's a coup. Right in the heart of Mafia land, a crew, good boys, led by Charlie Crocker, who is played by Caine, are going to shut down the Turin's traffic control system while stealing 4 billion of gold bullion that is being delivered by the Chinese to a Fiat, who are going to build them a car factory. Chris, are you in?
Yes.
You're on the job. Okay. And the song plays twice in the film, once in part in the end titles and once also in a climactic scene in which the criminal gang are trying to drive their red, white and blue getaway British minis into a moving truck. The action at the same time cross-cuts to shots from Wormwood Scrubs, which you might know personally, in West London, in which the crime lord who has backed the caper, Mr. Bridger, played by Noel Coward, emerges from his cell triumphant and to the rapturous applause of the fellow cellmates when he hears that the Italian Job has been a good one.
Nice.
Should we hear it?
Let's hear it.
Okay.
This is a self-preservation society. Jump in the jump dog, gonna get straight. Hurry up, hey, it's gonna be late. Jump in the jump dog, tickety-toot, tickety-boo.
Wonderful stuff. And that was the Self-Preservation Society by Quincy Jones, who of course passed away unfortunately last week, and is the subject of our discussion this week with Toby Marshall on Magic Movie Music. Toby, tell us a bit more about that and on your next track.
Well, I just think it's a great bit of music. It's got many layers to it, many different lines of ideas in that music. And what Quincy Jones captures really well, I think, is that sense of swing in London, the white blues explosion with the harmonica, and perhaps also a sense of working class confidence and optimism that was associated with the 60s, a period of upward mobility and things improving. So I'm very fond of that track, and I love the Italian Job as well. So my second track will probably be well known to younger listeners and also Brazilian music fans and Quincy Jones fans more generally. And it was the title track from Quincy's 1962 album, Big Band Bossa Nova. And Quincy often said that his musical heart was in Brazil. And of course, Brazil's a whole world of popular music on its own. It's got its own genres, its own styles, its own instruments even. And that's one of the reasons I've selected this track. So this is Quincy Jones working with Brazilian forms and mixing that with American jazz as well. It was famously used in the opening credits to the Austin Powers films, which were created by the Canadian comedian Michael Mowers, and which satirized the James Bond films of the 1960s. So the song has great instrumentation, particularly the laughing chikuha, I think is how you pronounce it. I've probably got that.
I wouldn't know.
But if you hear a laughing sound, that is the chikuha or something like that in the background. And the flute is the great Roland Kirk. So Roland Kirk is on the flute there. The bounce and the beat is great. And in the film, Austin Powers is dancing along to the opening of the film and to the music, whilst, of course, being chased by an obligatory group of young ladies.
Of course. Let's hear it.
Okay, here we go.
That was Soul Bossa Nova by Quincy Jones, used in the opening scenes of Austin Powers films. And we're celebrating music by Quincy Jones this morning with Toby Marshall, who's incorporated them into his Magic Movie Music segment this week. Toby, we've done 2 songs now. Tell us about the third.
Thanks, Chris. My final track is Maybe God is Trying to Tell You Something from Steven Spielberg's 1985 production, The Colour Purple. The track was written by Quincy Jones with Andre Crouch, David Del Sesto and Bill Maxwell, and vocals are by Tata Vega and Jackie Crouch. The film is about the struggles of black American females confronting both racism and patriarchy, and it features early career and, in my opinion, simply outstanding performances by Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey. If you haven't seen it, you must. Goldberg and Winfrey are just amazing, rangy, subtle, gentle, but powerful performances that surely do the book justice. The cinematography is also of note, with some really striking use of colour and scene composition, including, of course, the royal purple, which I take to signify in the film the richness of our life if we value ourselves as equal to any king or queen. The song is used in a scene that also cross-cuts between 2 locations. The first location is a juke joint where The owners are trying to get the vibe going so that much booze might be sold. The central female entertainer is called Shug Avery and is played by Margaret Avery, but something is not working. Off screen, we hear the word of God from a church led by a minister that the entertainer previously had a relationship with. They can't compete. The word of God gets louder, and the word of God cuts across the songs of sin. So the song I'm about to play has 3 phases, and it gets progressively more lively. And in the final phase of the song, Shug has given up working in a juke joint and has entered the house of God. She joins the congregation and she starts to sing, and she adds a bit of juke joint liveliness to the proceedings. This is a classic Hollywood resolution, a unity of opposites, and I hope a fitting end to this show where we've remembered the creative life of the late but also great Quincy Jones.
Great stuff, Toby. Let's hear the track now, and thanks once again for coming along to the Bottomless Brunch.
Thank you, Chris.
If I were you, I would say yes. Speak, Lord. Speak, Lord. Speak to me. Speak to me. Speak, Lord. Oh, speak, Lord. Speak to me. Won't you speak to me? Speak, Lord. I was so blind. Speak to me. I was so lost. Speak, Lord. Until you spoke to me. Speak to me. Oh, speak, Lord. Speak, Lord. Speak, Lord. Speak to me. And hear my mind. Speak, Lord. Oh, with your word. Speak to me. And hear my soul. Speak, Lord. Oh, speak, Lord. Speak to me. Speak, my Lord. Speak to me. Yeah, speak to me. Speak, Lord. Oh, speak to me. I love you, Lord. Speak, Lord. Save my soul. Speak to me.
Music by the amazing Quincy Jones there. 3 tracks by Quincy Jones that I would never have known were actually written by him. So thanks very much for that, Toby Marshall, for your magic movie music section, and hope to hear from you again next week.
For the patients and staff of Bedford Hospital, this is Hospital Radio Bedford.
This one is a request by the wonderful Jeff White, just playing us out into the news.
Took away the prophet's dream for a prophet on the street. Now she's stronger than you know. A heart of steel starts to grow. All his life he's been told he'll be nothing when he's old. All the kicks and all the blows, he won't ever let it show. 'Cause he's stronger than you know. A heart of steel starts to grow. When you've been fighting for it all your life,
For the patients and staff of Bedford Hospital,
This is Hospital Radio Bedford.